some of radio. I'm Joanna Cattanach, and I am the journalism instructor here at Northlake College, and I'm here with, introduce yourself.
Dennis Holmes.
Dennis Holmes. He is with RTVB, and he's helping us with the very important equipment side of the radio program. Just for people who don't know, Blazer Radio is part of a new class called Writing for Radio, Television, and Film. Trying here to get students interested in digital media and really a digital focus, because the upcoming generation, there's a new article in the paper today about Generation Z. Generation Z.
So
Not
X is done?
Not Y, not millennials. Z is next.
Z is new.
They are the 14-year-olds that are coming up that know technology as cordless. They are a cordless generation.
Really?
And so they are
totally disconnected.
Totally disconnected from the wall, but connected
to the world.
Wow. Through social media, iPads in the classroom. That is what they are growing up with. That is their expectation.
Wow.
And the article talked about how colleges especially are not ready for the new digital student.
I agree. I totally agree.
And that's something that's a challenge here for us, to kind of get ready for that digital student. At the same time, I order books for a mass communication class, and by the time they get here, they're out of date.
Yeah, absolutely.
The technology is so fast that we don't even have Google Glass in the book because it didn't exist.
Exactly. You can't even talk about it. Yeah, it didn't exist. Yeah.
No, Amazon is talking about drones now, delivering drones.
I read that, yeah.
Which is so absurd. We're saying so absurd, but in 5 years we may have something flying on our, dropping off whatever book you wanted in your backyard through a drone.
You remember the old cartoons where the stork used to bring the baby and drop off?
Yeah, that may happen.
You see what I'm saying? The stork
the
is flying and drop. Yeah, now we got these. That axe is coming full circle now. Electronic drones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's actually changing. And the thing about it is, this technology wasn't around 10 years ago.
No.
It wasn't around 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of people that's in the business or been in the business learned it the old way. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people, when it did change, because the government regulated that we went digital and go HD and all that stuff, a lot of the old guys who had been doing this for years say, I'm done. I'm just going to walk away from it, because they don't want to learn it over again. Mm-hmm. Fortunately for yourself, like me and yourself, we at an age where we can make that curve or make that turn. Because we want to, and the other half, we have to.
Yes, it's not.
We have no choice.
It very much is, and I would say, for those in traditional newsrooms, now you and I have both worked in traditional newsrooms.
Absolutely.
And there is a huge learning curve in those newsrooms. There was a large age gap, in print newsrooms especially.
Yeah.
And retraining, and now there are quotas that are in place on reporters that you have to have so many blog posts, so many tweets, so many post on the Facebook account.
Wow.
And that is part of what the new job is.
Yeah.
And that's not something abnormal for Generation Z, who's coming up with Snapchat and they're all over it. But it's hard for those others.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing about it's a good thing too, because it connects them to the world. Where back with us, we had encyclopedias.
Oh gosh, I remember encyclopedia salesmen coming to your door.
Exactly.
We had encycloedias in my house. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, not that we're that old, but that's how we would get information at first. And then when the internet did come around, we got amped to it. But back in the day, you can just click and be there.
Yes.
It took time.
And it's happening so fast, sometimes at a rate that I don't know. We just talked about this today in a mass communication class. We're not always understanding the effect of having so much technology.
Exactly.
What's the effect on us? San Antonio is debuting its first bookless library this week. Bookless library.
Okay.
So can you even call that a library if it doesn't have books? Are we really thinking about what are we doing here? If we just have a room full of computers, is that going to be our new library?
Information.
Wow.
Information.
Wow, that's changed.
And then information, instant information. You can click and it's there now. You ain't got to go and do it. You don't have to find a tracking number or go research. Just click and there it is. Mm-hmm. Instant information. And that's what the Generation Z, I guess, is used to, is having it right now. Mm-hmm. Available right now. Looking at it right now, being a part of it right now. Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. I mean, I'm pretty tech savvy, I should say. I try to stay on top of what's going on, but it changes every day. It's something new every day.
Mm-hmm. And it can feel really intimidating after a while when you're looking at all the things that you can be doing and all that's happening in the field. It just becomes too much sometimes. I do officially check out and say I'm done. Just for a little bit, I need to be tech free.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember when I was in the military back in '81. He was in Singapore. and I walked into a computer store, and this was 1981, and they had 10, 11, 12-year-old salesmen selling computers. And I thought, it was like, wow, these are kids, but they knew it better than some of the adults. And now, that's what it is. That young generation now is actually telling the rest of the world how to do it. And they building it around that environment.
That's an intimidating thing that I know when I go into classrooms. Many of my students know technology better than I do.
Yeah.
They know things that I haven't even heard of, and I'm not. I'm an aged faculty member. I'm not in that group, but
exactly.
But I just can't keep up with it as much, and some of it I evaluate a little bit differently than they do. I evaluate, not everybody is good at evaluating when they're using the technology, and that's one of the effects that we talk about. That nothing you say, once you send it, is ever private, and that's something that a lot of students, a lot of people learn the hard way.
Yeah. And it's out there forever.
And it's out there forever.
It's out there forever.
We'll always have a digital imprint. So that's what we want to do this semester, is really kind of help students who have those tech skills keep developing that, but develop it in a professional way. Sure, you can use Snapchat and you can Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, but quality stories and quality news and quality interviewing skills, those are hardcore skills that you have got to train with and you have got to learn. And no matter what technology is in front of you, everybody appreciates a good story.
Yeah. And technique is something that you have to learn. I learned that in martial arts. I was told that my instructor, I'm not going to teach you Taekwondo. I'm going to teach you the technique of Taekwondo. When you go and practice and practice and practice, you'll learn Taekwondo. The art's going to be there. How to do it's going to be there, but how you learn how to do it is going to be on how much time and effort you put into it. And that's all we can do is show them the way.
That's
and they have to apply
right.
They have to apply this to what they're doing, and if they do that, they'll get it.
That's
It'll
right.
work for them.
That's right. If you want to be a part of the Blazer Radio program, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at NLC Journalism. That's NLC Journalism on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also come by A258, which is my office, and we'll talk to you about the program. The course is currently Philcom 2339, Writing for Radio, TV, and Film, but I know there's interest out there. I want to get your email address, I want to get your name, and we want you to be a part of this program. You're listening to Blazer Radio, and I'm Joanna Cattanach here with Dennis, and we hope you have a good afternoon. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.